Well, you know what time it is. Yep, folks, it's that time of year once again, and now it is time for us to delve into some of the more special holiday traditions of some of our favorite creators that we've taken a look at over the course of the past year. There are many different ways to celebrate the holidays, but one commonality between all of them is, of course, food. Food is a commonality that everybody shares in their lives. And that's why it's so easy to talk about with you guys, because it's something everyone can relate to. Everybody has had bad food and good food, and Kay is no exception. Yes, that's right. Today we are going to take a look at our favorite internet grandmother, Kay's cooking once again, as she makes a Christmas dinner. Well, this video is another Christmas dinner, because the first Christmas dinner video she made the year prior, well, yeah. So she's hoping to improve on that somewhat this year. The thing about Kay versus the other cooks that we look at is she's just a sweet old lady doing what she enjoys. There's no underlying malice or malcontent with what she's doing. She's just doing it because she enjoys cooking for herself and her son and interacting with her community. When we're talking about the mistakes that she makes in cooking, it's not so much out of a place of, what the hell are you doing? I can't believe you're doing this. It's more out of, I genuinely want her to get better and improve. It's almost, to turn a phrase, parasocial constructive criticism. I know she's never going to actually hear what I'm saying, but I'm saying it for her sake and your sake at home as well. So let's just get into it with another Christmas dinner. Before we begin, as always, make sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 5,000 subs as our next sub goal, and we're seeing how quick we can reach that next milestone. Thanks for all your support.
And I'm back, and today is Christmas Day, and I've been asked by so many people to do a Christmas dinner, which will be the last time. I'm putting the stuffing in with a bit of buttermilk with an egg, a bit from myself on top.
So Kay is starting off her Christmas dinner with the stuffing which she's going to be putting into her turkey. Personally, I'm not a big turkey guy, let alone turkey for Christmas dinner. I would much prefer a good ham, but that's neither here nor there. Obviously, Kay is making some sort of boxed stuffing. Here in the States, we have the stovetop box stuffing. I've never made anything like that, so I don't know if this is what it's supposed to look like, but honestly, it kind of resembles oats more so than, you know, breadcrumbs and chunks of bread. And it wouldn't be a Kay video if she didn't put an unnecessary amount of margarine spread into her dishes.
As you can see, it's all coming together nicely.
I mean, once she's done mixing it, it does more closely resembles stuffing. There's not a lot of it in that bowl though, so she might be making two separate batches, one to stuff the turkey and then one to have on the side, if she's going to have any on the side at all. I know some people prefer one over the other or doing both. It's really up to preference, obviously. But what I want to know is, why is there just, it's either a slab of butter or a hunk of fat underneath the turkey wing? And of course, like any good cook, you gotta boil the giblets. You can see the turkey neck basically sticking out of that pot still. I wonder if Kay is going to use the giblets to create the drippings and incorporate that into the gravy, if she's making gravy, which I know some dishes in the UK incorporate gravy, but how common is gravy incorporated into meals like this? Like, we use gravy all the time for, you know, mashed potatoes and turkey on Thanksgiving and for cookouts and things like that. Let me know down below how common it is across the pond.
I've got enough stuffing in there, I can't get any more in, thank you. So I'm gonna fold him over and I'm going to put him in the oven, and then later on I'm going to add some bacon to him.
Would you care to repeat that, Kay?
And then later on I'm going to add some bacon to him.
What do you mean you're going to add some bacon to it? Or to him. I'm sorry, the last thing I want to do on Thanksgiving or Christmas when preparing my dinner is give my turkey a gender identity and relate to it even more. I don't want to know its name. I don't want to know what it goes by. I just want to cook it and not think about the fact that it was once a living being.
I know I didn't show you I put the pork joint in, but it went in not long after the turkey went in. And it's more or less nearly done. It's had an hour. So now I'm just going to put some roast taters in with it.
Now Kay is making some sort of assorted tray that she's going to throw in the oven. She has her pork loin, which doesn't look too bad, all things considered. It'll probably turn out just fine as long as she doesn't overcook it, which it probably will if she's putting it in with all these other raw ingredients. And she's just putting halved potatoes in the oven. It's either grease from the pork or she lined the sheet pan with oil or margarine that melted down at some point, because you can see little pools of grease all along the rim of the pan.
And I'm going to put some pigs in blankets. I'm just going to do 2, unless Lee wants any more.
Yes.
Of course. So you get the sausage, and you roll it up in the bacon.
Can you stop going higher, please?
So there. You roll it up in the bacon, you put it on a tray.
Oh, right, okay. So Kay's making pigs in a blanket, and I was very confused why she was wrapping the sausage in bacon. This is one of those weird drifting linguistics differences between the UK and the US. In the UK, a pig in a blanket is sausage wrapped in bacon. In most parts of the US, a pig in a blanket is sausage wrapped in puff pastry. What we in the US call a pig in a blanket is known in the UK as a sausage roll. It's kind of a chip fry situation where at some point the names just became dissociated from one region's name for the other. And so if one person refers to it without the knowledge of what the other calls it, there could be some confusion there, as was seen with me just a few moments ago. To get a little controversial, if you ask me, the US pig in a blanket, the sausage wrapped in a puff pastry, makes more rhetorical sense, as the pastry is soft and pillowy and, envelops the sausage like you would if you were wrapped in a blanket. And that's something you can kind of relate to, a person being wrapped in a nice snug blanket. But if we were to apply the same train of thought to the UK pig in a blanket, I'm pretty sure it would be a war crime to be wrapped in your own skin.
And I'm gonna, wow, I better move that because that's gonna be red hot.
Kay, why do you do... Kay has a very bad habit of placing her sheet pans on top of boiling pots. I don't understand. As far as I know, she's never explained the logic behind why she does that, but that cannot be safe. She clearly has other space on her stove where she just put the tray down on, so I don't understand why she props them up on the boiling pots. Is it to just get it in the shot better? That's something that a lot of bigger content creators don't do, but you and your age and knowledge should not be prioritizing the grind over your own safety. Please, for our sake, Kay. She is setting some stuffing on the baking tray to also bake on the side. I don't know if she made more or if this is left over from when she stuffed the turkey. Either way, there's not a lot of space on that pan. It's very overcrowded. All of these things on the pan have wildly different cook times and temperatures, and the pork is, I'd say, maybe 75-80% of the way cooked already. It is going to be overcooked by the time everything else is done. I understand wanting to bake everything at the same time for the sake of saving time. Sometimes you just gotta cut your losses and say, I'm gonna do this one at a time, or at the very least put them on separate trays and take one out when it's done if the other is still cooking, and then adjust the temperature and time according to what's left.
And that's it. So that can go back in the oven for about, probably about another hour.
Back in the oven for about another hour. Kay, please at least remove the pork 10-20 minutes into that hour for your sake.
Until everything's cooked. As you can see, the turkey is done. I've had to go up picking it up and it fell apart.
Kay, these plates are certainly not as black as the year prior. I can't find anything else nice to say about it.
So, I'll put that gravy back on there. And then the 3.
Hun, you can turn the burner for your gravy off at this point. You don't even need to, let it simmer to keep the heat. I think that the film layer that is formed on top of your gravy is going to keep it insulated well enough.
Roast potatoes. I put in with the turkey as well. I pick them up, that's it.
I've never seen a turkey look so stringy. It looks like a turkey that's made of pulled pork, if that makes sense. There's little bits hanging off everywhere and strands of it, and you can tell that it's very overcooked because the fibers of the meat are separating and stranding out from one another rather than holding together as a cohesive whole. And you can tell for some parts of the turkey, like on the bottom here, it's staying more solid for right now. It might not as she carves into that area, which I don't think we'll see her do. But for all the top area right here that we can see, it's not very pretty.
When I'm waiting for this to warm up, and if you're wondering what's in the gravy, it's liver. And why don't...
And, of course, it would not be a K video if the fire alarm didn't go off at some point.
As you know, that was a Christmas dinner that's just been done. I shall not be doing another one for a very long time. So if you keep asking, I will just... if you can't see it, it's the same what I did last time.
It also wouldn't be a K video if she didn't give her outro while the smoke alarm was still going off. Bless you, Kay. You sweet, sweet woman, you. She's frustrated and flustered with how this meal turned out. I will say, Kay, this actually looks relatively edible for the most part. Sure, the turkey is burnt in some places, and I don't know if the gravy turned out the best, and we didn't see the pigs in a blanket or the pork when it was done. I would at least eat the turkey, the mash, and the veggies that she has on the plates that she presented to us. Would it be the best Christmas dinner I've ever had? Probably far from it. But at the very least, it is preferable to what she made before, and I will stand by that for you, Kay. I am a firm believer in the fact that you can improve. She very clearly improved with this video versus what she had done the year prior. And I think that's something we should all be proud of her for. And that's where we're gonna end the video for today, folks. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have any particular K-vids or any other weird or wild, crazy YouTube cooking shows, videos, channels, TV shows, anything you find interesting and weird or funny that you want me to take a look at. If you're already subscribed, why don't you consider becoming a Patreon patron or a channel member? You can click the links in the description down below to sign up for either of those and support the channel further. As always, thanks y'all for supporting and sticking around, and I hope to see y'all next time. And you better stick around, because it's gonna be a very interesting holiday season. See ya.